there are some surprisingly good trains in rural Norway. I had a chance to ride the Bergensbanen, the rail line between Oslo and Bergen, and the amount and quality of service along the corridor is really impressive, especially considering that the route runs through the middle of some extremely remote and rugged locations. On this day, I was riding between Voss and Myrdal, and I want to give you a sense of what using a train like this is like. Spoiler alert, it's very good. But before we get any further, join me on the ground in Voss as I make my way to the station.
Voss is above the fjords, so this is a freshwater lake. It's a little windy, and it's very, very beautiful up here. On our walk from the hostel, we're passing some wonderful Scandinavian wood cladding. Oh, I love this stuff. It looks so good. It's so clean and elegant, and it respects the environment that it's in. It's just good. It's just good. There's a little ramp up from where we were coming. Takes you right into the train platform, which is nice. The Voss station is really neat because the gondola and the train have the same station. So you can get right off the train and get right onto the gondola, which is very cool. This looks like the old station building. And here's the new station building with Voss Gondol. Speaking of the Voss Gondol, there goes one.
Multiple trains operate along this corridor. There's of course the famed F4 train between Oslo and Bergen, commonly referred to as the Bergen Line. This runs 6 times daily on Sundays through Fridays and 4 times daily on Saturdays and carries 1.1 million passengers per year. The national rail operator VY also runs the R40 train, which operates between Bergen and Gjelo and runs up to 23 trains per day per direction and carries more than 1 million passengers per year. That's the train pulling into the station right now.
There are a lot of people getting on this 5-car train, so we'll see how this goes. But our train's arriving. All these people need to get back. Guys, get off the yellow line. What are you doing? You gotta be safe.
What's remarkable about this train is how unremarkable it is. This is just a normal intercity train, but it operates in rural Norway. This might be normal to some, but it is not normal to me coming from the USA, where rural places are lucky to get 1 train per day.
We are in the first carriage. These are our seats. This seems to be a tour group. I guess they're getting in a different carriage from us. Turns out the tour group is boarding the shuttle. I spoke too soon. 10:56, we are departing on time. They schedule a lot of dwell time for this station, which I think is really wise because you have a lot of people boarding. And maybe reflection shot? Train reflection shot? Train reflection shot in the Scandinavian architecture building with the wood cladding. Oh, couldn't be more pumped. The scenery in this part of Norway is just wonderful.
Despite being less famous than other parts of the Bergensbanen, the Voss to Myrdal section is extremely beautiful. The views speak for themselves, and though I tried my best, the camera can only capture a fraction of what it feels like to ride the train through here. This stretch of the route is truly incredible, and I highly recommend it.
Boy, this is something else.
Wow.
How blue the glacier water is. Oh my goodness. It's so beautiful. One of the nice things about these trains is that they tell you if you're going to have a longer wait time at a station. Like in our case, we probably need to wait for our train to pass. So we can get out and enjoy the view.
One operational aspect I found really great was how they handle the single-track sections. Back home in the USA, Amtrak needs to operate on tracks owned by freight railroads, so they aren't able to have much control over when and where their trains hold for passing rail traffic. But in this part of the Bergensbanen, our R40 waited at the Mjølfell station, which has a stunning viewing area. We were allowed to exit our train and take in the view as we waited for the passing train to clear the tracks ahead. I found this absolutely delightful. Between the charming station building, the wildflowers, and the view, what is otherwise an exercise in patience became an experience of pure awe. This was really special.
Boy, what a nice thing to be able to do. That is just amazing. This is a good time to talk about the train that we're on. This is a Stadler Flirt. It's an acronym that stands for something.
and they are really comfortable trains. They can be used for intercity service like they are in this case, or as regional rail trains. I think they could be used really well in the United States, and I hope to see more of them in the future. The seats have good reclining, like they actually recline. I hope Siemens is taking notes because their new seats on the Venture coaches are awful from a recline standpoint. But yeah, these properly recline. The trains have luggage racks that can hold sizable bags. Pretty solid passenger information screens, though this one's a little bit messed up. A low floor section in the middle, and then higher up sections in between carriages.
Yeah, he was late.
And doors that can be opened with the push button. Usually. And a little step that flips down too when needed. There's disposal areas as well. Information screens to show which seats are reserved.
The Stadler flirts are really good. I think they'd be well suited for many routes in the US, and I hope more operators use them in the future.
And that's the train we were waiting for.
Once the Bergen Line train we were waiting for cleared the track ahead, we were on our way. Up next, we saw something I could have only dreamed about before going to Norway. People using a train to go hiking. I love hiking, backpacking, camping, and generally being outside. It was genuinely mind-blowing to see passengers using the train to get to a trailhead, and that this station seemed to exist solely to access this trail.
My three favorite things: mountains, hiking, train. God, Norway's a dream.
I've never felt more at home. This is so amazing. I will at some point return here and hopefully take the train to go backpacking. That sounds like a dream. I want to do that so badly.
Something about this really, really speaks to me. I want to be here all the time.
Looking out at these canyons and valleys feels like looking out at so many possible adventures. This stretch of rail and the accompanying views inspire me to keep getting out there and keep exploring our beautiful world, and I hope you feel the same way.
The train goes through a big long tunnel right before coming into Myrdal.
At this point, they played an announcement letting us know that we'd soon be arriving in Myrdal.
If you're tall, you can use the passenger information screens. Not recommended, but it does work.
At this point, we were arriving at Myrdal to catch the Flom Railway, a famous and historic railway connecting the Bergen Line high in the mountains to the port town of Flom at sea level. Subscribe if you want to see the video about that. My point in covering the R40 train is to demonstrate how delightful and enjoyable it can be to take a passenger train. I hope you enjoyed the ride, and watch out for the Flom Railway video coming soon. Thank you so much for watching. Making these videos is a ton of fun, and I really appreciate that you choose to tune in.
Avstigning. Går in January. If you go, I wouldn't even go to St. Thomas. I go to St. John's. St. John.